With TotenReich's newest zombies map, TotenReich, having been out for a few weeks now, without wasting any more time, I wanted to ask the question, is TotenReich a good or bad map? Even with the worst, most annoying parts of modern zombies that split the community, TotenReich feels like getting back on track after the underwhelming nature of Paradox Junction. And for a lot of fans, Paradox felt like the switch that was felt back in Black Ops 4, with the difference for most players of Ancient Evil and Alpha Omega. The idea of reused maps and assets is definitely something most zombie players feel they can't accept or ignore, but the suggestion that Black Ops 7 lost all its macho after the release of Paradox has been quickly put to rest, as TotenReich has become, in most of the community's eyes, one of the best modern maps since Ashes of the Dam, which was only in the beginning of the Black Ops 7 lifecycle. Because as soon as you load up a game of TotenReich, the scale, cinematic presentation, and a literal ice giant the likes of Ymir from Norse mythology in size alone makes TotenReich feel like a breath of cold, fresh air. The presentation in this map is executed perfectly. Immediately upon spawning in, you are greeted with Dravacar, having tried to stomp on you, walk right past you off into the distance to disappear into the ocean without a trace. You are surrounded by the sea in a small Norwegian fishing town known as Eidskalen, which was taken over for the research purposes of building giant weaponizable robots by Group 935 on this twist of the origins of our beloved giant robots. Docks surround the perimeter of the spawn area, while going deeper into the map, the more the 935 research facility rears its head. I truly love the collision of a small fishing town meshed into a Group 935 research facility. It has many story implications before even delving into the story of this map, that this town probably wasn't okay with their town being turned into a research facility.
At last, the Aesir have sent the warriors I prayed for. Take their flame. Let's cleanse Eidskalen of this invader scum!
But was subjugated by the Reich and Group 935 to advance research and help them win the war, which we know Richthofen was a part of, and this map will act as the origins to his story. Getting more to the layout, I love the churches and shops on the spawn side of the map and how much detail is within and out, and lots of Norse attention to detail specifically, which is awesome. The research facility part itself has been seen again and again, but the way it's almost integrated into this town, it feels like it does help convey the story of this town being taken over by Group 935, which I do like. The map flow works well for me personally too, using many different zip lines put in about every area of the map, which helps you move across the longer stretched out map layout, which although it is big in a length type way, most areas of the map are very tight corridors, which also adds a challenge nature to the map. I also love the center of the map only available by zipline, allowing you to reach area to area much quicker than running around the entire map. This map feels like a ghost town of people who weren't ready to leave the place they called home, but rather had it taken from them in every sense of the way. The gameplay for a modern map is also very enjoyable on TotenReich, with multiple map exclusive items and mechanics that are more map driven and have more fun, quirky, and possibly broken rewards that are to help reward the player in a different way than the standard rewards that just help to bypass things like the cost of perks, pack-a-punch, armor, and rarities. Which even for someone like me who has enjoyed that Black Ops 6 and 7 style of side Easter eggs that reward those pack crystals and rarities, just to simply feel like I'm bypassing the need to center the focus of the majority of my games, making sure I get all that elongated modern setup like armor and rarities. I've enjoyed the way they've gone about giving opportunities to get those things while still having truly unique map mechanics, items, and rewards. TotenReich upholds that well while still having map unique content and side Easter eggs like the Glock drop, fishing, and the different Viking helmets that give different abilities, like becoming an unkillable, unstoppable gnome, even though that was abused by the community, because why wouldn't it be? There's also whatever this is.
racist or what?
The Jotun Star is also another amazing addition to the map that adds to the list of original and unique things that come with TotenReich. A fire lantern that emits blue and purple when pack-a-punched smoke that's connected to a chain is simply badass. Getting melee kills allows you to charge the lantern, which adds an amazing look to the already beautiful work of art that is this wonder weapon, but also adds the ability to sling a fireball at your enemies from the lantern. The quest to get this wonder weapon, in my opinion, as of right now, is probably the best wonder weapon quest, is mainly carried by the ending of the quest, in which you parkour along rocks on top of the map, spawned by a lovely ghost named Astrid. That leads you all the way to the top of the lighthouse, but before you can even make it up there, you're greeted by Dravikar in such a beautiful spectacle of a moment that truly makes this map and this wonder weapon quest feel special. Easily leads me right into the Easter egg of this map, which I just want to say, cinema. This Easter egg is pure cinema with a superbly high peak reached in the boss fight. Of course, starting with obtaining the wonder weapon. Afterwards, you use map exclusive features like fishing and the Glock drop to obtain uranium, but you also will need an RC car to expose a secret area within the map that has a simple level puzzle and even a lockpick mechanic from Cold War and Black Ops 6 campaign. Another step involves a crowbar found in an unlocked part of the lighthouse that unlocks labeled boxes around the map. Notes showing you where the bullet you need to get out of the box is. That is, unless you dare to brute force that step. Oh. What the hell? You then need to use bullets at an artillery gun that shoots a broken robot head, giving you a piece to repair Tyr, which is the robot this map is also heavily centered around. Of course, just like old time's sake, you can get inside the robot's head, and that's something you're going to need to do to complete multiple main and even side quest steps. Like after you've repaired him, you'll need to count blinking lights in his head, which can be input at a control panel on a radio tower to help repair and unlock the Wonder Barrage kill streak, another map exclusive streak that acts as a callback to the G strikes. Then you use a claw machine to solve another relatively simple puzzle, which will give you access to a quest item that needs to be charged in a lockdown and brought to Tyr, all while ice spikes come at you from the ground, and once given to Tyr leads to a beautiful in-game cinematic between Dravikar and Tyr, with Dravikar showing up for the third time. Which leads to the finale of the Easter egg, which has you picking up a Dravikar shard and bringing that to the church in Eidskalen Square, bringing it to a fire pit, placing it on the wood, and lighting the wood underneath it with the Jotun Star, and using a disciple injection to throw zombies at the fire. Once complete, it will pull you out of the injection and stick you in a lockdown with the HVT version of this map's special enemy, the Necropincer, who I'll talk about in more detail later on in this video. Once you take him down, you'll grab another quest item and bring that to the other church in the Skalen Market. Lay it on this altar inside and use the wonder weapon on it, and that will activate a vigil in the sky, showing you 3 different letter symbols that you need to collect via the Jotun Star's fireball ability. Then it's boss fight time. Dravikar and Tyr have a showdown in the background, Tyr activating weak critical points you need to destroy throughout 3 different fight phases that ends with Dravikar getting the upper hand on Tyr, leaving it as the players versus Dravikar, where you need to destroy ice heads, dodge Dravikar's frost blasts and rock barrages, all while damaging his crit points until his 3rd phase, where you're secluded in a tight area with Dravikar hurling rocks at you while you're in the direct open, needing to dodge the onslaught of rocks, all while shooting him directly in his face until the end, when he rears back attempting to punch the player, but Tyr gets back up and hurls his giant arm through Dravikar's body, freeing the Shadowsmith once and for all. Pure cinema. And a top tier boss fight of all time. TotenReich has always been in their bag with these modern zombie boss fights, as they rarely miss, and when they do, it's just to try something different, but this boss fight just shows mastery and pure confidence by TotenReich and their boss fight building capabilities. Now here comes the one thing every modern map struggles with, like a parallel to the boss battles: high rounds. See, since Cold War, high rounds have not been very fun with the whole loadout mindset when taking on modern maps. A bit like Paradox, this map with the double trap strat or the trap and Kazi strat at Lighthouse are decently fun, but still nowhere near in the direction high rounds needs to be in, which is skill based high rounds through movement or some other vital, integral, but basic gameplay element like camping or wonder weapon carry strats. But for me, I would personally like to see the Black Ops 1 style high rounds come back, as they're some of the more skill gapped but fun approaches to high rounds ever in Call of Duty Zombies. And this is also where I want to talk about the Necropincer, who definitely could have made it into the gameplay segment of the video, but I personally felt I'd get more use out of talking about him here. The Necropincer, who has an amazing idea and concept and look, is really brutal but fits the theme of the zombified Viking warrior that has a pincer for an arm. In those ways he's great, but like most special and elite enemies, he's completely overdone, mainly in the high rounds, and takes away from the boss and their likability to me. Spamming any kind of mini boss is no fun in Zombies. Hell, it even takes away from 9 for me, which I consider to be an S tier map. So having the spam be so annoying and brutal for essentially every Black Ops 6 and 7 map definitely takes away from what special and elites should be in Zombies 4. Also, I personally hate the mechanic where he jumps on you with the slam. That is not it at all. I do not like that. So I'll rank this kind of like how I did Ashes, as not the worst in modern Zombies like Astra Malorum, but definitely in need of improvement in almost every single way.
$7 million dead. Is that main enterprise? The Americans will test their atomic weapon before us. I must not fail the Führer.
Desperate times, desperate measures. What would your fragile ego cost your world?
The story of TotenReich is one of the best told in modern Zombies, and in the way of important character-driven information is definitely better than Ashes. It may be not as well in the world fleshing out and small detailed stories that make up the whole of Ashes, but the quotes and themes of this Richtofen and his map hit hard. Like I'd said earlier, being able to imply what may have happened to the people in this fishing town with their home being taken by Group 935 is shown full force in the intel and audio logs that show how demented Richtofen and Group 935's twisted goals truly are. We hear Richtofen personally killed Astrid for rebelling with her people against Group 935.
Hello, Astrid. How are you today?
How about I spit some of this blood in your face?
Oh, now that's not very nice, is it?
Why should I be nice? You're a Nazi, the scum of the earth.
No, I am Edward Richtofen. And I assure you that Group 935's goals will make the world a better place.
For you and your kind.
For the entire Aryan race. Which, in case you hadn't noticed, you are a member of, Fräulein.
Your men have already raided my shop, though I doubt you have any regard for my antiquities' value.
Now you could not be more wrong. I have the highest regard for both the past and the future.
Then what do you want from me?
Names? The names of your fellow conspirators.
I don't know what you mean. There is no conspiracy, only survival.
And that survival includes sabotaging our operations.
I told you, I don't know what you're talking about.
I am just giving you the chance to be honest with me. If you give me names, I will allow you to return to your business.
My business is gone. You have destroyed everything we built.
What I do only to secure a better tomorrow. The chapel bell still rings. And tolls.
Fuck you.
No. Fuck you.
We're shown high-ranking officers' reactions and how they dealt with, or in this case couldn't deal with, Eidskalen and the Group 935 facility as a whole being pulled into the Dark Ether.
This is Untersturmführer Bartels, Group 935. Come in. Is anything out there? There was an earthquake. No, a sickening lurch. The island, the buildings, everything fell amid terrifying peals of thunder. Screams. We tumbled in darkness for what felt like an eternity. Then the skies, thick, greasy, opened, and horror descended. This once familiar island is now a place of nightmares. The dead walk. They're everywhere. Obergruppenführer Richtofen remains unaccounted for. Only I survive. My colleagues have not been so lucky. There is no edible food. Just the rotten fish that soft-brained yokels devour at every opportunity. I'd kill for some Schweinebraten. They're after me. I hear them. You can't fool me. I know you're out there. The dead. They move slowly. But there are so many. So tired. I needed rest. But it was not easy to find. Those cowering villagers thought they could commandeer our storage containers for their survival. They were mistaken. Running in all directions, screaming, dying. It bought me time. But not enough. Stay away! Away! Surely, my fearless group and Fuhrer will return to rescue his most loyal officer. But what then? What is this place? How did we get here? Ah, yes. I do not know why I did not see it before. I found a way out. The path was right in front of me. 3, 2, 1. Forgive me, Obergruppenführer.
And all that is minuscule to the horrors of what Richtofen has done. Sold his soul to court effects from Vanguard.
I have completed my part of the bargain. When does this supposed demon of yours fulfill his?
Take up the sword, Richtofen. Offer the sacrifice to the Deathless One.
Howard! My God! I feel it! I feel it in my mind! Yeah, I understand. It is so simple, so beautiful. Oh, I must know more.
Traded 450 human lives for enough element 115 to create a nuke he used to bomb New York City, killing 7 million people and showing us how he ended the war that we know he won for his country. We are shown this through a radio inside the side Easter egg, which also feels like meta storytelling, with TotenReich trying to let us know how they wanted to make a nuked out New York map, but obviously didn't have the dev time, resources, and having an actually good game publisher that cares about its fans and not just its shareholders and corporate greed.
broadcast to bring you an urgent news flash. I'm being told that German forces are, for the first time, assaulting New York from the air. If you are near a subway station, make your way there. If you are home, stay away from windows. This can't be happening.
Seven million lives snuffed out in a moment of nuclear fire. A great city utterly destroyed.
It was my masterwork.
To put it simply, this is by far the best, darkest, story-driven side Easter egg in all of Call of Duty Zombies. With afterwards, once you're out of the side Easter egg, you get Richtofen letting it be known he regrets nothing. That him winning the war is his legacy and his greatest achievement, his magnum opus. Needless to say, the storytelling is beyond good.
I regret nothing I have done. I split the atom and sundered the world. I am a destroyer of nations, a victim of wars. But this trinket feels empty. It is a bauble, a toy.
TotenReich is a case of pure cinema. Treyarch poured their heart and soul into this map, the likes of Jason Blundell, and you can feel it. It's an amazing feeling to be super excited for what's next from Treyarch. TotenReich, to me, and most everyone else who gave it a fair shot, is definitely on the level of, and maybe even surpassing that of Ashes of the Damned, as a top tier modern map that really comes down to preference of the two. This is helping Black Ops 7 look up, as in my eyes, it's clear to see who and what is the real reason modern zombies is struggling and seemingly in a never-ending loop of sloppy mechanics that won't go away and let the zombies community be united again.